Alrighty, I decided to make a video because it's easier for me to talk than it is to type. I'm still a bit out of it, but I had shoulder surgery yesterday. It was for a severe frozen shoulder. It's also called a capsule. Some I can't pronounce it right now, but I wanted to give a little update on how things went. First, I want to give I'm probably going to be a little bit all over the place right now because I'm still heavily medicated. But I want to give like a preview or rather talk about things you should have ready before your surgery, things you might want to have ready post surgery to make the best of your recovery. I'm going to be doing 16 weeks of physical therapy starting Monday. But some of the things I did before I went in for surgery, I rearranged my room so it would be to the most comfort level possible. I put a fan behind me so I can keep cool when I get overheated because the pain medication gives me hot flashes, makes me hot. I had to actually purchase a recliner because I'm not allowed to sleep in the bed until my arm into the stitches are healed. And right now I'm under a nerve block, so I actually can't feel my left arm. If I pick it up, I feel like that hurts. If I let go, it doesn't work on its own. So that's that. But I went ahead, positioned my room so I'm able to see my TV. I'm able to actually see my computer. I have a wireless mouse, which is on the wired charger. I have a wireless keyboard, but I'm only able to finger peck with my right arm. I noticed my tattoo is showing. Don't worry about that. That was a mistake from 20 years ago. I don't partake in anything. But so here's basically what happened. I after getting my whole place set up for surgery, which I've been having pain in my left arm for about a year and a half. I couldn't even open a microwave or a dryer with my left arm, and half the time my phone would even fall out of my hand. My insurance company, they would deny me the MRI because they wanted me to get physical therapy, but we didn't know what we were getting therapy for. So I had to make a whole bunch of appointments. Got X-rays, then I got MRIs, then I got physical therapy for 6 weeks. That didn't work. Long story short, I went for surgery yesterday, and they put a nerve block in me. They put me under general anesthesia, but apparently they didn't put me under enough general anesthesia because I don't remember this, but the doctor came in and told my family that I woke up toward the end of the procedure and it took six of them to hold me down. I have no recollection, but he said that if I have bruising on my ankles, legs, and arms, it's because they were trying to hold me down to put me back under, and no recollection of it. I was very sore when I got out of the surgery yesterday. They ended up giving me a ton of fentanyl. I've never had it before in my life, and it made me want to puke, to be honest. But as I woke up, even the fentanyl, I could still feel the pain. They gave me some Narco, and I was starting to have severe chest pain. I don't know why. They put me on an EKG machine to monitor my heart, and my vitals were irregular for a little bit, but then they stabilized. But I've passed kidney stones before, and let me tell you, I would honestly take another kidney stone, which up until yesterday was the worst pain I've ever felt in my life. Kidney stones are a walk in the park compared to what I felt yesterday. But I came home yesterday afternoon and like I said, my arm is still under nerve block. I got a ton of pain medication here to take on a schedule every so often. I have my Alexa device set to go off every so often. But all of that being said, I start physical therapy Monday, and I have to go 5 days a week for the first 6 weeks, and I then have to go 3 times a week for the rest until 16. I think it's 12 or 16 weeks. But other than that, right now, my pain level is probably a 5. It's starting to spike back up a little bit, but it's not too bad. I mean, it's like 0 to 5. I actually have this ice pack. If you see that bucket down there, there's a little hack you can use. Instead of filling it with ice, you take 4 16. You take 4 16.9 ounce bottles of water, put them in the freezer. Then, once they're frozen, you put them in there. Then you pour water over the bottles until it fills up to the line. Then you plug it in, and it shoots ice water through this tube. So this here is basically frozen ice water. So it's going completely through my arm and shoulder right now. Because after they broke the arm all up, they had to rotate it and everything. They then drilled 3 holes into the shoulder, one in the front, one in the back, and one in the side. And they had to scrape out all of the scar tissue. And yeah, but I don't remember waking up during it, but apparently I did. And for about 2 hours after waking up, it was the most pain I have ever felt in my life. It actually brought tears to my eyes, and I have a high tolerance for pain. I mean, I'm a Gen Xer. Rub some dirt on it, walk it off. I don't go to the hospital very often. The last 2 times I've been to a hospital was to have my gallbladder removed and to have a hernia fixed. I don't believe in hospitals. Just walk it off, you'll be fine. That's why I've been dealing with this for a year and a half, but I had no choice but to get surgery because it was needed. It was severe, but I'm doing good right now. But like I was saying, just some things to have to think to consider if you're going to go through a similar surgery. You want to have a fan so you can blow cool air on you, even if it's winter or summer. Having that fresh air will help with nausea. You're going to want to keep a little garbage pail next to you or a bucket just in case you do decide to puke. I luckily haven't yet, but I've been nauseated. Another thing you're going to want is a back scratcher or a wife. I can't afford another wife. I'm divorced, so I opted for the cheaper back scratcher. That feels good. But I can't scratch that side of my back right now. And this thing here I got off of Amazon. It's a nice little neck pillow because the recliner, my neck's gonna be kind of crooked, and I can't watch my YouTube on the computer. So put that there, nice memory foam. Alexa, turn lights blue.
Okay.
I have her put the lights on blue. It's easier on my eyes. And now for the recliner, my recliner is actually both a recliner, a rocking chair, and a massage chair. It heats, it massages, which I'm not using those right now because I don't want the pounding on my arm to aggravate it. But I have one of those sweat pads underneath the bear's blanket here so that none of my body odors or sweat goes into the recliner because the recliner is a nice felt material. And that's the last thing I want to do is stick this thing up since I'm stuck in it pretty much until Monday. But come Monday, I'm gonna have to go to physical therapy. But yeah, I just felt like talking because I've been asleep since yesterday, And I don't know who's gonna watch this video, if anybody, but maybe it'll be helpful to you. I didn't eat. They said not to eat or drink from midnight the day before surgery until surgery. I didn't eat from 9 p.m. or 9:30 rather the night before until after surgery. After surgery, they gave me a 7 Up and 2 muffins because I was hungry and I was able to eat just fine. But like I said, everything went well other than me waking up at the end of the general anesthesia during the surgery and having severe chest pains. But they kept me for a couple more hours under observation, and they determined out. They asked me if I wanted to go home. I'm like, yeah, I want to go home. I don't want to sit there. But I'm the pain right now because the nerve block is still kicked in, so I'm not feeling the pain. I guess like I would if the nerve block was wearing off. Hopefully, it doesn't wear off. Alexa, tell me my alarms.
You have 4 alarms set on Sunny's Echo device. One for 2 p.m. today, another for 7 p.m. today, one for 12 a.m. tomorrow, and the last for 5 a.m. tomorrow.
So those are the alarms. Every time that goes off, I take 2 Norcos, and halfway between the Norcos, I take a Tylenol just to keep the pain from going. They say to take it every 6 hours, but my mother had double knee replacement, and when you take it every
I
six,
understand you're dealing with pain management.
Alexa, shut up. So when her medication, when she would wait the 6 hours, she would actually feel the pain because the medication wore off. So I'm taking mine every 5.5 hours because it takes about 30 minutes for it to kick in. So by the time the by the time the 6 hour is there, the meds are kicking in. But also another thing I would suggest is keep crackers with you. So when you do have to take your pain medication, eat a pack of crackers before and after you take the pain medication because you don't want to take it on an empty stomach. I noticed when I took it on an empty stomach, I felt real nauseous, real like I wanted to puke. Now, I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't use any recreational drugs, no weed, nothing. So I'm completely straight edge in that regard. And these pills are pretty strong. They have a high addictive rate, they claim or say. But when I don't need them anymore, I'm going to get rid of them. But I just wanted to give some feedback so anybody who's going to be going through this, looking for an update, I'm happy I got it done. I mean, my arm was really bad before. I couldn't put my arm behind my back. I couldn't raise it. I couldn't lift stuff without it falling. And right now, I can't do any of that still because the nerve block. But I will update periodically after physical therapy. But all in all, everything went well, other than the fact that I woke up during the end of the surgery and it took 6 people to hold me down. I don't remember any of that. Only reason I know of it is because my family told me about it. And that's the other thing. If you're having this surgery, please have somebody you live with because one, you can't drive home, but I can't put this ice on my shoulder by myself. So if you live alone, have a friendly neighbor who can come by and put it on you, have a kid, or have somebody. You're not going to have a good time if you're living alone doing this. Luckily, I'm staying with family, so I'm getting the proper help I need. But this is my post-surgery recovery story. And yeah, if you're going through frozen shoulder or shoulder surgery, I hope this maybe helps somebody with what to expect. And and as far as showering, I have to leave the bandage on until Monday. They said to leave the bandage that's currently on here until Monday when I go to physical therapy. I guess they're going to take it off at physical therapy. And then he told me once the bandage is off, I'll have to use 3 Band-Aids, one for each incision, and I'll change that every day after my shower. I'll take it off before the shower, and then or leave it on in the shower, then take it off and put the new one on. But the original bandage will stay on until Monday, and then I put on the other Band-Aids. But it's important you do what your physical therapist say, and this is something my doctor did tell me. He said Monday's gonna suck. It's gonna hurt Monday, and they suggested you take a pain pill before you leave for physical therapy, because Monday they're gonna work the arm. Like I've already did 6 weeks of physical therapy before surgery, and it didn't help. But the first time I went there, they actually did all of the manipulation themselves. They wanted to see how much movement I could, so they would take the hand, they would move it up and down, see what my range of motions were, and then they had me start doing different stuff and working on it. But they're gonna probably do the same when I go Monday, and that's just gonna hurt a lot. Anyways, I don't want to keep you guys too long. Looks like we've been here 16 minutes and 35 seconds. Anyways, I hope this was helpful. If it was, give me a thumbs up. If it wasn't, give me a thumbs down. Subscribe or not, I'm just gonna keep doing what I do. You all have a great weekend.